And we are live. Welcome back to the Pistons Jack YouTube channel. Today, we will host our first post-game show for the NBA Summer League after the Pistons get almost a 20-point win over the New York Knicks. For today's show, first of all, before we get into the game, before we get into a crazy game from Ron Holland, which is going to be the headline of today, if you want to join the show, I will drop a link in the chat, probably like 10 to 15 minutes in, for people to come up, join, share their thoughts. This show is for fans to come up, talk about the game, talk about their favorite moments from the game. We can even talk about the Pistons offseason in general, but obviously we'll focus today on the first Summer League game. So I can see I got Sarah joining me down here. Pistons Jack subscribers will come up first. People who subscribe over on Instagram get priority. So they've got the link. They will come up first, and then I'll put the link in the chat for other people to come up. But just quickly, my brief thoughts on the game. I will be honest, I missed like the first 6 minutes of the third quarter, and I think that's when Ron hit like 2 or 3 threes. But aside from that, from what I saw, like we have to start with Ron Holland. Like, oh my God. Just the stats here for Ron. 28 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, 1 block. But I don't even think that's the most impressive thing. I think it was the 4 or 5 from 3 that everyone's going to be talking about. The form looked better. We saw yesterday him, Hunter Patterson from The Athletic posted some vision of Ron working out with Fred Vincent, hitting like 9 out of 13 threes. And obviously that's in warm-ups, and we all get excited about that. It's in practice, but to see him come out in his first game, I know it's only Summer League, but we're going to overreact because, you know what, it's this time of the year, we'll take anything Pistons basketball, but see him hit 4 or 5 threes. I think he hit 2 in a row at one point. That's the part I missed. He also hit a nice pull-up in the first quarter. Like, he came out, was aggressive, got to the line 13 times, only hit 8. That's probably something he would want to improve on, but, like, it's Summer League. Like, I just thought he looked really aggressive. And overall, I remember a couple of years back, the first Summer League I went to, we had Ivy, JD, I think even James Wiseman was playing. And those guys were in like their second or third Summer League, that mainly Wiseman. And I remember JI kind of struggling his first game. And ultimately, this probably doesn't mean a lot. But I think the one thing you want to see from a second year guy at their second Summer League is them just come out and look immediately above the competition. And like, I tweeted out in the third quarter, like, I don't think we'll see Ron suit up again. Selfishly, I hope he does for us all to enjoy watching him. But if I'm Trajan Langdon watching that, I'm like, I think he's kind of proven he's a level above. They did play the Knicks, who, to be honest, don't have a whole lot of talent in terms of draft picks and that kind of thing. But yeah, have to start with Ron. Ron was incredible. Final thing on him, I loved his first 2 drives of the game. Like, this is in the first quarter. He looked to pass and kick it out and made the right read. Ron Holland at the Summer League last year was not looking to pass on those drives. He was going straight up, trying to get fouled. He's trying to, like, out of control sometimes. And as a rookie, he got better at that. But to see him immediately come in at the Summer League level, where he's probably thinking, like, I should be dropping 40, like, see him come in and immediately make 2 really quick passes off drives. Like, that's also the smaller, really encouraging stuff. And then the other players I want to get to, I thought Dennis Jenkins, like 18 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 of 5 from deep. I want to shout him out because he was awesome in Summer League last year, at least in the first couple of games. And then he was for the Crews, Motor City Crews, all season long. I'm pretty sure he's their leading point scorer. I know when I got to watch the Crews in person for a game, like, he had 30. He's a really tough shot maker. Probably more of a scorer than a facilitator at the point guard position or shooting guard position, but want to shout him out because I think he was really solid today. Like, I mean, it feels like a lot of these Pistons played pretty well, but to shoot 64% from the field as a guard, even at Summer League, like, I think is a really, really good, solid number, and excited to see what he can do this season. And then the final player I want to talk about before we bring up Sarah here is, I just want to quickly talk about Bobby Klintman. This guy passing goes to another level at the summer league. He did do it with the cruise and that kind of thing, but he obviously has a lot more freedom at the summer league. Like he had this crazy behind the back pass to Tolu Smith, I think in the second quarter. Overall, I thought Bobby was awesome in the second quarter. He finished with 10 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, couple of steals, and a block. Feels like every Piston got 2 or 3 steals today. They were just all over the Knicks. But Bobby hit like a nice 3 in the corner. Only took the 7 shots, but this is kind of a Bobby Klintman game. And once again, I know it's summer league, but I think a pretty encouraging game from him. And you could see like he obviously kind of like I think everyone kind of deferred to Ron in the third. He had like 18 points. And yeah, Chaz Lanier hit some threes. Um, you know, I think did what we expect him to do. Obviously, 2 of 7 from deep. We want to see him hit more threes, but first summer league game. He's also playing with Ron, Bobby, Dennis, even Tolu Smith, who are like all very experienced, G League and NBA players. So they're obviously going to handle the ball. So he's trying to fit in. So I'm not taking too much away from his debut, but that's enough from me. I think I said it in my show yesterday. I know Ron's probably only going to play maximum 1 more game, but if the rest of these guys play 4 games, I think we really do have a chance at making some noise in the summer league because just the experience, Dennis, Bobby, and Tolu all play together at the Crew, so they have some synergy. So I think that's kind of the key if you want to win summer league because obviously the first round picks tend to only play like 3 games maximum. So if you have those guys who have played in the G League together, that's typically how you can win some games at the summer league. So we'll see what happens. Maybe this is the only game they win, but that was fun. That was fun. That's my thoughts. But I'm going to bring up Sarah now and get her thoughts on the game. Sarah, how are we doing?
I feel great. How are you?
Oh, I'm awesome. I'm excited to have some Pistons basketball back.
Yes.
And yeah, I can't Ron Holland just looked incredible. I know it's
If
summer
you
league, but
if you missed
yeah.
the first part of the third, did you miss the Trajan interview?
Yeah. So
Okay.
did you have anything to add on that? Because I kind of I know he was on for the whole third quarter, but yeah, I was kind of watching, but I wasn't able to listen as much.
I mean, he talked
So
a
if you have
lot
any, yeah,
about a ton of areas, but what made me laugh is Trajan is, you can tell he loves what he does and he loves basketball, but he's pretty keeps the same expression, the same kind of affect. But he was talking about Ron Holland, and I mean during Ron Holland's run, Ron dove on the ground and retrieved the ball, and he just goes, "Yep, that's just Ron." Like he just
I heard that part. Yeah.
That just kind of summed it up, and you can tell how much Ron loves it, and the fact that he was 4 for 5, that he got to show off his 3-point making. I think he needed this game for his confidence going into the season. So
He was and yeah, like I said, I think this is just he went above this, but this is the type of performance you want to see when you're coming back for your second summer league. Like, I'm not sure if you remember Ron from last year, but he had some games where like the box score looked good in the summer league, and he got better with every game. I think he played like 5 in the end, but he was just out of control a fair bit, making
yeah.
rush decisions. Whereas this game, it was like, oh wow, you can really see the benefit of hard work and also a year of NBA experience.
Yeah, he had a few sloppy, like he had a little bit of a run in the first half of like sloppiness, but then he just got himself under control again. So it was very cool.
No, he was awesome. And was there anything else Trajan said that kind of stuck out in his interview?
Well, he talked a lot about Ivy and how he hasn't really been talked about. There's been a lot of attention on Malik leaving, and he just talked about how Ivy is just really getting a lot better and is doing his best since he got injured, and he looks forward to putting him in. He's working hard, and that just made me feel good. We really haven't heard much about. I haven't had an Ivy update in a while, so I was excited to hear that.
No, definitely. And I think I'm pretty sure every single player on the roster was there except for Karis LeVert.
Yeah.
Of it, there was the Pistons posted some stuff of like everyone sitting baseline. And then the only other people that weren't sitting there were Karis and then the others that were actually playing. So I think that stuff's cool to see as well, like the whole team together. I'm not sure how long they stay in Vegas for, but yeah, the
Yeah.
chemistry is crazy with this team.
And that's what you could tell too on the floor. Ron said in his interview after the third that he's just looking forward to getting, bonding them more, getting them in sync. So it's just, you can just tell that they're all their minds are in it. And we had, 6 guys in the steal column, 7 guys in the block column. Like that's fun. That's fun basketball. So.
It's crazy. It felt like in that first half in particular, the Knicks were just like, I think the Pistons still turned it over 10 times, but there was just every time I'd look up, the Pistons were in transition. Was there anything outside of Ron, any other players that stood out to you from this game?
Yeah, I mean, Dennis, of course, I was surprised he only had 3 assists because it felt like he really was in control of most of the possessions, but the 3-point shooting, the fadeaway, the jump shots, the bring it to the basket, the defense, the steals, like he delivered on everything. And so I was excited to see him. I mean, all of them really. I think Chaz Lanier did great for his first NBA level game. I mean, he delivered. He made some shots, had some defense, and I mean, I think everyone. I forgot how big Tolo Smith is. Like, he looks huge on that court. And like, there was a couple of times that he drove to the basket and just barreled over people. And so if he can, clean up some aspects of his game, like that's another huge guy.
Well, no, shout out to Tolo. He had 16, 11 boards, like everyone, a steal, a couple of blocks. Did have the 5 fouls, but that doesn't matter at Summer League because you get 10.
Yeah.
So, no, I think it's really nice. Like, I know, like, when we talk about Dennis, Tolu, and I'm not sure why Ron Harper Jr. is not playing. I was actually really looking forward to watching him. But I know these guys are G League players, and sometimes fans, like, kind of don't pay much attention. But to see them come in and, like, contribute like that, I almost classify Bobby as a G League player from where he was last season. Like, to see them come in and just play so well is encouraging and overall good for the roster. Even if these guys aren't going to play playoff minutes or regular rotation, like it just shows like depth, and it's like it's good to see for sure. And just quickly for anyone else, I'm going to drop the link in the chat. If anyone else wants to come up, all you have to do is hit this link, and I'll bring you up after Sarah. And if you guys have any questions, if you don't want to come up, if you have any questions, just put them in the chat, and we'll go through them. Let's focus on Chaz Lanier, because he's the rookie after all, and his first shot was a little shaky. He airballed a pull-up mid-range. Yeah, and I was like,
he's nervous.
Yeah, I was like, I think he's nervous, and I kind of feel like he, with Bobby, Dennis, Tolu, Ron, like all of them have played Summer League before. All of them, I'm pretty sure, have played NBA minutes and been in the NBA system at least. So it's like, I feel like they're going to be the guys that dominate the ball. It felt like Chaz was kind of trying to figure out, where do I fit in here? But I'm not going to lie, like his jumper looks pretty sweet. So, I mean, as a shooter, like 2 of 7, he might go 5 of 8 next game.
Especially if Brown
he can be.
I feel like. I think just moving some other people around and stuff, he might have his moment to shine. And again, it was his first one. I mean, it's only 3 points less than Flag got, so like it's, like they're all nervous. They're all brand new. I haven't heard of a rookie really popping off yet. It's been second year's G League, so.
I do. It's a great point. I feel like that first, obviously there is rookies who come in first league or summer league, come in and play really well. But even like, it's funny you bring up Cooper Flag, like he obviously was shot like 5 of 21 or something. And I even remember like the summer league I was at was Wemby's first summer league, and his first game was like, he really struggled. He looked like bad, to be honest, on offense. And it's like, I remember even Cade's first game, I think he only had like 12 points. So I remember being so excited for it. It's just like, ultimately, like it's the first time, probably some nerves there. And I think the Ron point's a great point. Like, I'm not sure how much more Ron plays, but yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I was surprised how many minutes Ron played. 28, Bobby 31. So I think there'll be more opportunity for Chaz, and we'll see what he can do. Yeah,
I agree completely. I think too, like now they kind of see, oh, this is what I need to work on. This is what I missed with that flow. So they'll clean it up. And I mean, what a great start to summer league. I mean, there were teams that lost by 1 this week. A few of them. So we won by, what was the final score?
I know.
20,
We put up
20?
104 pretty much. Oh, it's just here. Yeah, 18 points.
It's right in front of
Yeah.
us.
I literally just made this thing. Like I put the score there, and I'm still looking over at my other computer trying to find it.
Yeah.
No, it was fun. It was just awesome to have Pistons basketball back.
Mhm.
What time was the game for you because you're in Denver?
Yeah, it starts at 4. I get off of work at 4. I had it playing, luckily, it got delayed a
Yeah.
little bit. I made it home. I had to brush my dogs out. I was like, we'll walk after, I promise. But we kind of watched it. It was just good. It was, I found myself clapping and cheering, and it was awesome to see. And we have like 4 more games of summer league, and then we got to wait again.
Yeah, so there's obviously a game. I think there's a game every 2 days. It's Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday.
Mhm.
That's for US. For everyone in Australia, we're a day ahead. But and then there will be a 5th game. And I think if they actually go far, they would play maybe a 6th. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well,
I haven't looked into it too much.
Yeah. Just too excited to see this one.
But we'll see. Like, do you have any other thoughts on the game? Because before I let you go, we'll get any off-season thoughts as well. But is there anything else from the game that stood out? Anything maybe you're looking for in the next game? Who I think they play Houston on Sunday. It should be a bit of fun.
Oh yeah. I mean, honestly, no notes. We did fantastically. Everyone that played got at least a point. I think it gave a bunch of our guys confidence. I think it showed some guys what they need to work on. No notes. We did great.
No, I agree. Like it's summer league. I love how they play, but yeah, you just take up game by game. And then Sarah, it looks like we've got John who's going to join us. Any other thoughts on the off season? I think we spoke probably a week ago, I want to say. Not much has changed since then, I don't think. But yeah, do you have any thoughts on how the team's looking?
Yeah, I'm especially after hearing Trajan talk. I think he's confident in who he brought in and said that, he was kind of ready to pivot and everything. So it gave me more confidence to hear that. I like where we're at. I wouldn't be surprised if we made another signing. I like that there's roster spots and two-way spots, that we can adjust with these guys depending on how they do. And then the only other thing is, being in Denver, that Valanciunas is staying. That has calmed down, but that noise is on around here. So, but that's really the only off-season stuff. And yeah.
I love it. Well, Sarah, thanks so much for jumping on. Appreciate your thoughts and insights as usual. And hopefully we'll have you back after one of these other summer league games.
Absolutely. Thanks again.
Of course. Catch you later. Bye. All right. Before I bring up John here, I'm just going to quickly go through some comments. We've got a couple of super chats here. Shout out to Maddie, my man. Detroit Dubs in the summer. It's winter here. I say Detroit Dubs in the winter for me, but no shout out. I hope the weather's been nice over in Detroit and you're doing well, Maddie. Appreciate you. And then Mark, my man over in Perth. Well, I'd say it's probably worth pulling Ron out of Summer League. He's too good for this competition. We don't want any injuries. Star. Well said, Mark. Well said. Hope you're enjoying your morning over in Perth. It's gonna be interesting. I remember last year I kept thinking, maybe Rom will only play like 3 games because that for like lottery picks, I feel like normally they only play like 2 to 3 games, especially like top 10 picks. But then Ron last year, I'm pretty sure played all 4 and then didn't play the 5th. So we'll see. I think Ron honestly doesn't really need to play. But like I said, selfishly, I do want to see him up there. I saw someone in here requesting some ambient music in the background. I can look into that for you. Sometimes it's a bit hard to manage multiple things. Maybe one day I'll have a producer on these who can help me with that stuff. But all right, I'm not gonna keep John waiting anymore. We'll go to some more questions after we get some more insights. John, what's going on, brother?
What's going on? What's going on? It's been a minute.
I know. It would have been in the playoffs when we. Oh no! Can you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you now. It's my connection. My connection is not that good. Wait. I'll just move a little bit,
Yep.
and then the connection should be better. who knows?
You're good. I know you're going to be excited to talk about Ron Holland, so I'm going to let you talk about Ron first, and then we'll get into some other stuff.
Yeah, Ron Holland.
You're standing up.
Yeah, I got to stand up. I got to get closer. But Ron Holland, he might be the GOAT. It's hard to say, but I see him hitting 4 out of 5 threes. He's really like that, huh?
Crazy. I'm not gonna I mean, I don't even care if it's summer league. 4 or 5 from 3. It's still an NBA 3-point line. They're still playing defense out there. Like that's huge progress.
It's insane. Like he had like one game last season where he went like 3 for 7, and I still remember that because it was so good. But just seeing him shoot these shots is encouraging, and just with the good confidence he shoots those shots, like that step back 3 was insane.
Yeah, that
And
was crazy. Is that the one in the corner?
yeah,
Yeah.
the corner like nearly double step back 3 that he hit.
No,
Like
that was
if
crazy.
he manages to keep up his shooting, like it's gonna be dangerous because he really has the potential to be like a really, really good 3-and-D player.
No, and it's like I feel like a lot of people, and I get it, but I feel like a lot of the NBA, when people were talking about last year's rookie class, Ron never really got a mention, and he kind of only got thrown in as like this energy guy. But if you kind of watched him at the G League Ignite, or at least like watched some tape before the Pistons drafted him, like this guy's a scorer. He was just on a team that, and I think it was actually good for his development to be on that type of Pistons team last year. Like if he was on the team the year before that was a mess, maybe he's like this inefficient turnover machine, but he had to play within a role, and like I think that was best for him. And like he's a scorer, he wants to score. So I'm not like surprised to see him get aggressive when he has more of an opportunity. But like you said, like seeing him hit a step back 3, like 4 out of 5, like like I said, it doesn't matter if it's summer league to me. Like it's still NBA 3-point line, and they're still playing defense out there, and they're pretty good athletes. So no, it's really, really exciting.
Yeah, it is because like I need to get my hot take in her early this time. I can't come on here and not say something ridiculous. That's just what I do. And Ron Holland is gonna shoot 37% from 3 this year. That's what I'm saying right now.
37%.
37. I believe. It might be a little bit delusional, but I have to be.
I don't think you're delusional. I think that's like a bit of a high expectation, but I don't think you're delusional. I think I'd be happy. I can't remember what he shot last season, but it must have been in the 20s. 24.
They talked about it on the broadcast.
Got you. If he got to like 30%, 31, hopefully
I'll be
more. But
happy.
if he just gets, that's like a pretty crazy improvement year on year. And that's still a guy that like teams probably aren't going to defend him, but like it's still like you can trust him to knock down open ones, I'd like to think. But any more Ron Holland takes? I've spoken a lot about Ron.
No, I feel like everyone else who's gonna come on is gonna talk about Ron enough. So
well, how are you feeling about the offseason?
Overall, I'm happy. Like, it's a lot harder when Beasley gets, indicted for what's happened. But I feel like I'm pretty happy with what we ended up with. Like Duncan Robinson and I forgot his name. Caris LeVert, yeah. I feel like that's pretty good additions.
I think what people are scared about is like just you lose Tim and Beasley, and those guys made so many threes, and maybe we haven't replaced those. But like, I think Karras, like after just watching some stuff about him, doing a little bit of research, like even if like we have to remember, like Karasovet's going to be coming off the bench, like he's not going to be starting. I'd be shocked if he starts. Like, so if he's a little bit inconsistent, I think that's kind of okay. But I think like Tim Hardaway Jr. and Malik were both like 6'4". Like, I really think the extra size Karras has, plus like he can actually get his own shot. I think that's going to come in handy a lot. And then you just have to hope he can keep up the 3-point shooting from last year. And then Duncan Robinson as well. Like, I really don't think we've had a player like Duncan Robinson since I've been a fan. Someone who, like, the way he moves around, the way he can like shoot over people at 6'8". Like, I think we're gonna have some really fun games with him as well. So yeah, the Malik thing is still like pretty, like it's just disappointing. Like, it obviously we wanted him back. Or did you want Malik back?
Yeah, I
I'm
want him a
assuming.
league back.
Yeah. Yeah, I just thought I'd check. Like, obviously pretty much everyone did, but I do think as well, Malik, like the season he had last year was actually insane. Like, I'm not sure he'd be able to replicate that. So yeah. It's just like, if you had to give it a grade, just what would you give it?
Like a B, probably.
Yeah.
I feel like a B is pretty fair because it's a good offseason. Like, I'm not here really disappointed or something. And, given the circumstances, I feel like I'm pretty happy with the outcome.
Yeah. I was going to say a B as well. I think considering, like, I think you really do have to factor in the circumstances. like Malik the day before essentially just being ruled out completely. I
Yeah.
think that changed a lot of stuff. You also, like, they didn't have a first round pick this summer, this draft either. Like, that was from the previous, like from Troy and his front office. They didn't have that because of them. So it was, and I kind of like the idea. Like, I want to get your thoughts on the Malik Monk thing that went on for like a week. Because in the end, I think like it's good to see Trajan. It seems he has a 1 to 2 year plan in place where he's not going to commit long-term money to anyone unless they're like the young core, like a Cade. Maybe it's JD and Ivy, but he seems to be keeping things open to make that big time move either next summer. Maybe it could even be during this season, but I kind of like still keeping things flexible and not going all in when we still don't know what we have with Ivy, Durant, Asar, I guess Ron now, and Cade all together. But sorry, I just kind of went on a tangent there, but I
Yeah,
agree with
no
you on the
problem.
grade. What was your thoughts on like the whole Malik Monk thing that went on?
It really went on for a long time. I was about 5 different times I thought, oh, now it's gonna be over, and then it just wasn't over. And I think we ended up like with like a 40 million trade exception, right?
Yep,
Um,
correct.
I don't think we're gonna use that, but I'm still
So you
no,
go.
go on, go
Sorry.
on.
No. I was just going to jump in on the trade exception thing, but I want to let you finish.
All right, all right. I'm still like, I don't think Malik Monk would have obviously been nice to have. He's a good NBA player, but I do agree with like that Trajan is pretty committed to not committing long-term money to anyone outside the young core, which I agree with because I don't think this is the point to go like all in, make a big splash yet. I feel like we need to focus more. We need to really figure out like what we have, what we don't have, because
Yeah,
obviously last season was nice, but if everyone could like repeat what they did last year, if we could see that it's really there and not just like a one season fluke. And even with Ivy, he played 30 games. Like that's barely a big enough sample size. So if he can do it again this season, I feel like we could be a lot more confident in what we have going forward.
I agree. And I know you're a big fan of Ivy as well. And I just want to quickly, Adam, if you want to come up on the stream right now, I'm going to drop the link in the chat once more. I'll get you on up after John here, but all you literally do is just copy that link into your browser on your phone or laptop, and you should be able to get in. So, but back to what you were talking about, John. Yeah, I think. Do you think, as a whole, sometimes, just from what you maybe read or see online about the team, sometimes the fan base can like almost forget that? Like, from my point of view, I think Cade last year took a massive leap. Like, he went from like a really good NBA player to like a genuine, like he's going to be an MVP candidate from now on, I feel. And I feel like one of this season, at least coming up, I feel like one of Ivy, Asar, JD, I think Ron might still be a year away, but you never know. But definitely those first, so one of them, I think, is going to take like this big time leap. Like, I'm not saying like they're all NBA, but from where they are now, I feel like one of those three at least is going to take another big leap. And I feel like sometimes the fan base forgets that a little bit. Like, we have so many of these top 5 picks that still can, like, one of them could be take this massive leap.
Yeah, I agree. We have top 5 picks on the roster. No, 4. 5 lottery picks that we play. And I feel like someone has to progress a little bit more. Like, they have shown promise, so I feel like it's natural to expect some sort of development from at least one of them. And I feel like it's NBA fans in general, they always want to go all in at the very first opportunity all the time. So I'm not that surprised by everyone just wanting to trade the farm for anybody, really. Yeah.
Yeah, no, some of them are funny. I feel like it's in the off season, like especially when there's no games on. Like, I think people just get a little bit bored and just start throwing out trades, and
Yeah.
I think the other thing I want to ask you about, like, I don't know, maybe I'm a hater, but am I crazy for thinking like, do you think people are glazing the Hawks a bit too much? Like, Kristaps Porzingis does not play. And I'm not saying we're definitely better than the Hawks, but I think people just being like, oh, nah, Pistons automatically behind the Atlanta Hawks now. Like, I don't know. I get the Orlando thing because I still think the Magic, especially with how they match up against the Pistons, like, they're always going to be tough for us. But I'm just like, people automatically putting the Hawks ahead of us. I'm like, this is still a Trae Young team. Trae Young's really good. Anyway, that thing's just been annoying me. Maybe I'm a hater, but I'm just like, people being like, staying the Hawks have jumped the Pistons. I'm like, based on what? On paper? Like, anyway.
You're definitely a hater, but I do kind of agree with it. Like, I do kind of agree with you, because the Hawks are a really good team. Like, I think the Hawks took are way better than they were last season. I think the Hawks need to be taken seriously, but I feel
Oh,
like
I
with
agree with that.
yeah. But
I
with
agree.
the development of the Pistons, I do think that the Pistons are probably still better than the Hawks. But I think it's close. I'm obviously taking the Pistons because I'm biased, but I think it's a they're very comparable teams in terms of the players they have. And in the end, I think you just have to go with the best player, which is Cade in the comparison. So I do think we're going to be better just because we have the better player.
Yeah.
And overall, the Hawks are obviously, you have to take them serious. They're not getting, people are not talking about the Hawks for nothing, but Kristaps Porzingis is made out of glass. He gets fictional injuries all the time and is suddenly out for half a year. So
Oh, when
you
he
never know.
plays, he's good. When he's healthy, he's like an amazing center. It's just like he
Yeah.
just doesn't play. So I'm just like, you can't like say the Hawks are going to be better. Anyway, I know they made other moves, and I know they've got Jalen Johnson coming back. They've got Ricochet going to year 2. They got Dice Daniels. I'm not saying they're not good. I just think like when people are like, oh, they got Porzingis, like, he's going to stretch it, like open up the floor. I'm like, yeah, for like 20 games. But anyway,
Those
that's enough.
20
I
games
gotta
are going to
stop.
be nice, though. It's going to be good
I
20
gotta stop.
games.
I gotta stop hating because now Kristaps is gonna play like 65 games. So I'm gonna jinx it. But I don't know. Do you have any other summer league thoughts, John? I kind of derailed it and jumped to the off season. But we spoke about Ron, obviously. What any thoughts on the other guys?
I liked what I saw from Bobby, but that's because I always like the Bobby minutes, no matter where they are. Um, he really does try to do a lot with ball handling. I think he led the team in assists, and
Yeah, he did. Yeah, with 5.
didn't even have that many turnovers too, I think. And
Yeah,
he really his ball handling is really pretty good for like the size, and he can shoot. So theoretically, he's really just the archetype of a really, really good player. It's just that not everything comes together all the time, and it looks a
yeah.
bit sloppy sometimes. But I feel like few more summer league games definitely would be nice to watch him. I don't think we're gonna see Ron play anymore. Maybe one more game. Like he's way too good
Yeah.
for the level. And I'm interested in seeing Chaz play some more, because if Chaz plays well in summer league, I think he might um slip into the rotation here and there at the start of the season, because that movement shooting is so valuable, because we lost Tim and Beasley. So I think if he really proves that he has the ability to shoot in the NBA, he could really maybe even crack the rotation.
No, I agree. That's an important point. I always forget about. I'll be honest, I keep forgetting about Chaz but he, in theory, like I feel like they drafted him because I don't know if they expected him this season to play like big minutes, well, rotation minutes, but like there's certainly, I was just talking about the lack of 3-point shooting, potentially losing Beasley and THJ, like he, in theory, could replace a bit of what THJ did. I know Bryce Simon from Motor City Hoops, Pistons Pulse podcast, like does heaps of NBA draft, and he like was saying his comparison for Chaz, like the peak outcome is like Tim Hardaway Jr. Just in that he sees a lot of THJ in his game. So yeah, maybe Chaz, like I feel like there is an opportunity there for him if he can show he's up to the level.
Yeah,
But
I
any other thoughts, John, before I let you go? Because you're in Toronto now, aren't you?
I'm in Toronto. Yeah. Like it's not even that late for me.
So
It's only 9 p.m.
yeah, was it weird like watching the games not at 2 in the morning or something?
It is kind of weird. Like I watch the finals at normal times. I'm watching summer league at normal times. It does feel weird not going to sleep after I'm done watching a basketball game. But it is nice. It is really nice. Um, but I was gonna talk about some more of our G League guys. I feel like
Please.
Dennis and Tolu. I really like seeing them play. Like I remember Tolu in their last regular season game against the Bucks. He put up like 18 and 10. He
Yeah.
It would be so nice to see him get actual playing time, like garbage time minutes, because he's on the two-way, I think. So
Yeah.
I don't think we even saw him getting garbage time minutes last year, but I would even like him just seeing the NBA floor sometimes, because he looks giant, and he he knows how he's really a good player. I feel like there's something there. And Dennis too, he just played really well today. Felt like he was all over the court, constantly getting up there in the defender's face. So
I
I
know.
was
It's
really
no,
happy
I
with the
love that
G League
you
guys.
I agree because it's not too long ago, like, and I'm not trying to throw shade here, but I think like having Buddy Boeheim as like your two-way player, I think even
Oh,
going
don't
back a
remind
few
me.
years before that, there was like Savitas, like I think he might have been on it too. Like we've had guys that's going back way more, way. That's
Yeah.
like 2019. Yeah, I don't think you definitely weren't following the team then,
No.
but like I feel like in the past, and I could be wrong, but like we probably haven't had the most productive two-way guys. So to have like Tolu and Dennis who like to see them play like this, to see them play the way they do with the Crews, like Tolu, like you said, like he's just kind of productive. Like he just puts up numbers, like 16 and 11, like 6 offensive rebounds. Like even in that Bucks game you spoke about, like obviously both teams weren't really playing their normal rotations, but like he still had like a double-double. I think he like in limited minutes. So there is something there. And it's nice to have some contributing players on those two ways. Because I just feel like in the past with Troy Weaver and that front office, like this might have been before you were really watching the team jump, but like a lot of people would talk about how the Crews just doesn't get used. The two-way spots weren't used properly. So it's nice to like have some investment in that and see the players actually come in and produce.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice seeing like that we actually could go into the G League team and still have players that would be able to contribute in the NBA. So
Mhm.
that's nice.
I
I
agree.
don't know why Ron didn't get called up to the summer league team. Oh, does
Ron
anyone know?
Harper.
Yeah, Ron Harper.
I was talking about Ron Holland for a second, but
No,
no,
no.
yeah, I don't know because it was reported he was playing, and then I was like, oh, maybe he's not on the team, but but then I'm like, no, he is. He's definitely
He's not
on
on the
the
team.
because
I thought he
I
was
know
it.
that no, he's not on the summer league team, but he's on a two-way contract. He's the
Ah, yeah,
third
he's on a
two-way player.
two-way. Yeah.
So I was like, because I remember at the draft, like he was putting up stories like Pistons in 6, like he was very like talking about the Pistons, like so. I'm just like, anyway, he's definitely playing for the Crews, I'm pretty sure, and I think the team, like from what I've heard, like genuinely really are invested in him and developing him. So I don't know why he's not playing. I genuinely don't.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's
I
confused why he isn't playing.
yeah. I might try to do some digging around because I only realized it yesterday when I was like looking at the summer league roster. I'm like, someone's missing here, and then I realized it was him.
Yeah,
So I might.
I saw when the summer league rosters got announced. I saw some people talking about like in some comments why Ron Harper wasn't there. I just assumed maybe he was
Yeah,
injured or anything, but I didn't see anything, so who
it was
knows?
weird. Because I was really excited to watch him. I think unfortunately, like if he's not on that roster, I don't think he'll be playing at all. So
Yeah.
weird because he's on the team. I was excited to watch him because I think last season with the Crews he like hit 11 threes in a game, like broke the record. So he's a shooter. So I was excited to see him get an opportunity. But yeah, weird one. Anything else,
Yeah.
John?
Brown Holland for MVP, but
I love it.
I don't think I have anything else. Like I was yapping enough today.
Well, I know we're DMing, but are you still in Toronto for the rest of Summer League?
Yeah, I'm leaving
Like, as
like
in,
28. Yeah, I should
oh,
be in
cool.
Toronto for the rest of summer league. I'm pretty
Awesome.
sure.
Well, I love it. We'll definitely get you on some of these streams if you got time.
Yeah.
I'll be doing these after every game. So, yeah, I'm sure you'll
Yeah, if I
bounce
got
back
time,
on.
I'll hop on.
All right, brother. Well, awesome to catch up with you, man. It's been a minute, but yeah, shout out to you.
Yeah. Shout out to everyone in the
All right.
chat. Go like the stream.
Legend. Appreciate you, brother. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Yeah. All right.
Catch up. All right. So, if anyone else wants to come up, I'm going to drop the link in one more time. And while we potentially wait for someone to come up who wants to talk about the game, talk about the off season, I've got some comments here. I want to go through some questions. Zaby trolling 442. Do you think Bobby will play since he's on a multiple year contract? I assume you mean play in the rotation. I think like Well, I did see some stuff online yesterday, which I'm going to do a separate video about, like talking about some intel on the Pistons looking for a backup four, which shouldn't be a surprise. Like they still have that biannual exception. They can use a $5.1 million or a vet min to sign someone. So I think though Bobby will be, I don't think he'll be with the Crews as much this season, but I still think there's definitely an investment, especially while Trajan's here. Trajan selected him pick 37, so he's obviously a huge fan of Bobby. So um, I think we'll see Bobby more in the NBA this season. Whether or not he has a regular rotation, I'm not sure, but he's going to play for. I think he's from. I don't want to get it wrong. I think he's from Sweden. So he'll be playing for the national team at EuroBasket in late August, which will be great experience for him. And he's obviously also at Summer League now. So that's a good chance for him to prove like he's elevated his game, and he looked pretty good today. Adam, shout out to you, Adam DeLon. First game for Chaz. Please don't overreact. Yeah, I haven't seen any crazy takes yet, but we kind of just came straight on here after the game. So if anyone's going crazy about Chaz, like it's his first game, I think the important thing we discussed is like he was playing with four guys that played in the NBA and G League last year who all handled the ball, and it felt like, especially at the start, he was just trying to fit in. So I think he's going to get better as the games go, and I think he'll definitely play all four games. So excited to see him progress. Bunny King. The talent gap between Ron and everyone else was eye-opening and good to see. Absolutely. We spoke about that to open the show and throughout the show. Like Ron's the story of today, and just how much better he looked than anyone, which is exactly what you want to see from a second-year guy and a top 5 pick. Adam, again, Ron drives to the basket like he's a seasoned vet, and the man is only 20. His instincts are off the charts. That was the thing that stood out to me in the first 3 minutes of the game, was him driving, looking to pass. I think he had a nice kick out to the corner, a nice drop-off pass. So he had 2 or 3 assists. I think just seeing the maturity and the growth in his game to look to pass on drives instead of always looking to score is huge. And I agree with you there, Adam, for sure. Sean, was Duncan there? Yes, Duncan Robinson was there. He was sitting next to Stu and I think Asar on the baseline there. I posted some photos of the team. The Pistons have posted stuff as well. So if you want to go have a look on those social channels. But yes, Duncan was there. The only player, like we mentioned, not there was Karis LeVert, and I guess Ron Harper Jr., but I'm not sure why he's not there. But moving on. Adam, once again, I know I just addressed this, but for anyone new to these streams, we did these after pretty much every game last season in the regular season and playoffs. I call these fan reacts, post-game show. Basically, anyone can come up here and talk. I dropped the link in the chat. I know we've got a lot of new subscribers and viewers these days. So if you haven't seen these streams before, that link I put in the chat, you just literally have to copy and paste that. Put it into your Safari, whatever browser you use, Google Chrome, and it'll direct you to the recording studio online here. And yeah, I can see when you come along the bottom and I just bring you on stage. It's that simple. So every stream, I'll pop the link in there. And yeah, you come up, we'll talk for as long as you like about your team. That's what the purpose of these streams are for, is to hear fans' point of view and how we're all feeling about the team, win or lose. Jar 19 Clips. Jack, what do you think we'll do with Dennis Jenkins? I think they'll just continue to play him in the G League. When minutes open up, play him. you got Christian is your photo. And I think he'll continue to be the main guy in the Crews, the main ball handler, main scorer, and then hopefully some minutes can open up for him at the NBA. I think with Ivy, Sass, I guess even Chaz now a little bit. Obviously, Cade, it's going to be probably hard for him to get regular minutes, but if he keeps putting up games like today and the way he's playing for the Crews, an opportunity will come for him for sure. And Abina Ajik, apologies if I pronounce that incorrect, but could Bobby be our backup for this season? He could, with how the roster looks right now. But like I said, it sounds like the Pistons could still make a minor trade or sign a backup for. So I think I hope Bobby, how can I say this? I want Bobby to be the backup for. because it'll mean he's like grown into his game. He's improved a little bit defensively, and he's just been more consistent. I think though, roster wise, with Bobby only going into year 2, I think you probably need to sign a vet or someone who can play that backup 4 role, just as insurance in case Bobby's not ready, or for Bobby to take their role. Like that's the ideal scenario for me, is that you sign a backup 4. I like Chris Boucher, some like Trey Lyles, others like Precious Achua. You sign one of those guys, and then ideally Bobby is playing that well, he takes their minutes. So that would be my ideal scenario. Or maybe Bobby, like in training camp, just looks incredible after some EuroBasket experience and the summer league and a whole off season. Maybe he comes in and it's like, oh wow, he's ready to go. So I think he could be. Likelihood, I'd probably put it like 15%, but we'll see. I would love to be proven wrong. Devon, shout out to you, my guy. When do we play next? I'm gonna hop on. So we play 4:30, I believe, Sunday. That's US time. That'll be 6:30 a.m. for me Monday. So we'll stream straight after that. So I'd love to have you on, brother. Keen to get your thoughts, obviously, on the off season and how the team's going. So we'll see how we go there. Couple more here, and then we will wrap it up. East side, Mitch. Ron can just sit out the rest of the games. I agree. I don't think we'll see Ron again. I hope so in game 2. Maybe he does play next, but we'll see. He's sort of proven he's ready to probably pack it up. Quincy, keep doing your thing, Jack. Much love from Detroit. Good game, Pistons. Appreciate you, brother. Hope you're enjoying your night over in the D. Excited to get back to Detroit. It'll be soon. Sean Smith, let's see how much attention Holland gets nationally. Be interesting. Let's see. I haven't really paid attention to any other summer league games, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm not sure if his game today was the best performance so far, at least at the Vegas Summer League. I know VJ Edgecombe had a really good game out at one of the random summer leagues, but be interesting to see for sure. Final one here from my guy Devin. Perfect way to wrap it up from the legend himself. Congrats on the success lately, Jack. Channel is definitely growing. Appreciate you, my guy. You've been here from the start, so really appreciate you. And yeah, the off season been really fun. The channel's definitely growing, and I hope everyone's enjoying the content. And to be honest, on these streams, I'm really excited. There's a lot of new names in the chat here I haven't seen before. So for any of you, I would love to have you up here, talk about Pistons. I appreciate you all in the chat, of course, offering your thoughts. We got one more question, then we're definitely wrapping it up. I think we sit Ron out in the next game and we'll play Bryce Williams just to see what he got. What do you think? Yeah, it's funny you say that. I was literally just looking at the box score to see if Bryce Williams played, because he's a guy in Nebraska. He's like a wing, average 20. I think he played 4 or 5 years in college. So definitely like an established older prospect, but he could be a very interesting guy to watch. It looks like Zakai Ziegler got out there today. Dawson Garcia were 2 other guys the Pistons signed immediately after the draft. So they were just signed to summer league deals. Trevor Keels is another one out of Duke from a couple of years ago. So yeah, we've got a pretty solid team. I'm not going to lie. So, but I like your thoughts there, Albino, for sure. That's going to do it though, guys. Thank you so much for everyone for tuning in. I'll have a separate video out, a shorter video talking a little bit more about Summer League, but as well as some more off-season stuff and how I can see the Pistons building out this roster with some new intel I've kind of been reading about. So that'll be out for you in the morning. But thank you so much to everyone for joining today. Another big show, and we'll be back doing these after every Summer League game. So appreciate Sarah and John for coming up and sharing their thoughts. Always great insights. But we will be back for Sunday's game. But until